Well, look, we're here at Bonacera. Time to enjoy the spoils of our workout in the kitchen. Love recessing, of course, the pasta, magnificent. Let's get into it.
Welcome back to the SA Sports Show. Let's have a look at what's happening currently in SA. The season for the Australian Baseball Series has started with not quite a bang for the Adelaide Bite. They did lose narrowly to the Melbourne Aces at Norwood Oval. They'll be facing Sydney over the coming weekend. Locally, in Division 1, Saturday brings Southern Districts to face Glenelg. Sunday, Woodville District and Goodwood. Northern Districts v Henley and Grange. East Torrens face Kensington. Adelaide Angels face Port Adelaide. And finally, Golden Grove v the top of the ladder, West Torrens, which leaves Sturt Baseball with the bye. We're at about the halfway mark for the Sheffield Shield, and Saturday's game saw the Redback Bowlers make short work of WA. Looks like the series will come to an exciting end with no clear favourites yet. Not to be outdone, and the Redback batters stepped up to the crease for the final session with WA, and the captain of the Redbacks cemented his place as a cricketer to be watched. Travis Head was named man of the match thanks to his impressive 114 runs off only 115 balls, 50 balls rather. The Redbacks are set to play round 3 against Queensland at the Gabba in Brisbane on Saturday. Adelaide 36ers have shown a strong streak of determination to fight back against the Sydney Kings from a 25-point second-term deficit to take the lead with less than a minute to spare. It was a record of the greatest comeback of the NBL in its 7-year history. Randall sunk his last 2 shots to put the Sixers in front of just moments to spare, putting the Sixers in front of Sydney, failing to meet the challenge. Adelaide play the Sydney Kings again on Thursday, followed by Townsville on Saturday. The Melbourne Spring Carnival has wrapped up with a historic win for the girls, with Michelle Payne claiming the cup. Does it mean that there still isn't plenty of local racing to celebrate, Bo, with the perfect weather to get trackside?
Well done, Libby. Lots of information on what's happening and what's coming up. Nearly time for us to go now. Libby, you and I have had a pretty busy week. Pop had a little time off. We went down to Bonacera's and had some Abruzzi pasta.
Glen Osmond Road?
Glen Osmond Road. Spent some time in the kitchen too, Poppy.
Well, hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. I wasn't interstate for work. I wasn't interstate for family. I wasn't interstate with friends. In fact, I live just off Glen Osmond Road. Is this Bonacera on Glen Osmond Road, just up near the...
It is. Yep. Well, Matt, the chef, when he contacted us, said, we want you two to come along. Poppy is not invited.
Poppy's not allowed. You've already been barred from there,
That's interesting.
Do not want you in the kitchen.
That's interesting that you two are going out for dinner or lunch. What was it?
No, we went out for lunch. Well, we had to cook some of it ourselves. I'm telling you though, if you want a pasta meal, Bonacera's the place to go.
Beautiful.
Then we travelled from there down to Brighton Road and went and met Peter Whiting. Of course, he owns the Brighton and Tackle and Bait shop down there.
Is his name Fanny Peter Whiting?
Peter Whiting's his name.
So you missed out on the kitchen, I missed out on the fishing.
Yep.
What's he called his children? Snapper and Tuna?
Oh, you are a cool man.
No,
Peter's
but
a great bloke.
Peter Whiting is his name.
Is his name, and he owns Brighton Tackle and Bait on Brighton Road. It's a good spot, and he knows his fishing too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is the man to go on. So you and I will go down there and we'll go out fishing with Pete. He'll have some cement shoes for you after that.
Yeah, I reckon he might.
Really good. Big show coming up next week. Unfortunately, I will be away, so you two guys will be in charge.
Where will you be?
I'm going to Honolulu, little holiday. So
I'm just going to Honolulu. I'm just going to Honolulu.
Just as you do.
I've got to shoot up the Murray Bridge to see some people. What about you, Liv?
It's much the same.
True story. I was going to Bali.
Look,
true story. I was going to Bali.
Yep.
But of course, with the volcano erupting, you can't go to Bali at the moment because of the ash. Too dangerous. So Bali Jetstar, who we're travelling with, sent out a message saying, look, there's 4 destinations you can pick between. There's Fiji, which wouldn't be too bad.
It'd be okay.
Phuket,
nothing wrong with that.
Not too bad. New Zealand,
nice spot.
Or Honolulu.
It's a
Aloha.
tough choice, isn't
Aloha.
it?
Aloha, yeah.
It's not a real difficult choice, and you're not actually the decision maker.
Yeah.
It's really no choice in the end.
Oh,
but that's
fantastic. I'm glad you guys have had a good week anyway with your restaurant meals, and I'm glad you're enjoying a great holiday.
All right, let me ask you
I'll
this.
stay back here next Monday, eh?
What's been the biggest story this week in sport for SA?
No question. For SA?
For SA.
For SA.
You know what? It's a toss-up though. Redbacks or 36ers come back.
Redbacks are both brilliant.
I mean, they're both good performances.
For you? Who? Same?
Yeah, look, I'm going to go with the 36ers because I do love somebody that can rise up above a challenge. So I did like the fact that they managed to fight back from that sort of a deficit. And the first time it's been done in 7 years, so you've got to respect that.
Obviously, I have a bias. So
you do. But you know what? We haven't made mention of another great performance this week in Melbourne Cup week was Stokes-Tanua combination again, winning in Melbourne on a feature race day. I mean, he just does it time and time again, and we haven't made mention of it, but we should. Yeah,
absolutely.
Very good.
All right, then I want to talk about the Melbourne Cup quickly because we've got a couple of minutes before we have to go. The carnival itself.
Yes.
A lot of people say Ladies' Day is the big day.
Which part? The streaker or the woman
Yeah,
that pulls
yeah.
the coffin into the
for
races?
you, which is the day that you enjoy the most?
Look, it's sort of hard for me because I've always been on the other side of the fence, but this year I enjoyed it being the Ladies' Day because I got to wear pink, so it was something to look forward to without my suits on.
Well, I reckon the carnival manages to capture all sorts of different parts of society, and I'll give you an example. Derby Day is your pure racing day, you know, for your racing enthusiasts. Melbourne Cup Day is your party for anyone who wants to come along. Oaks Day is a beautiful day for the women to get dressed up. Emirates is almost a celebration of the Spring Carnival in Hull. It's the last day, so you know they do it well. They put on a good show. Usually you're at the mercy of the weather gods. But and Oaks Day was a perfect example of that.
Funnily enough, on Oaks Day, as soon as because we have a 20-minute lightning rule, so as soon as the lightning struck, you have to wait 20 minutes till the last strike of lightning before the horses are allowed back on the track. So even with that 20-minute delay, once we got through the last race, the heavens opened up and the sky was beautiful and it was like the angels were singing. Why couldn't it have done that earlier in the day?
I want to know why there's not a men's day.
Well, there is. It's every other day except Oaks Day.
Quickly, because we've only got a minute, I want to ask you this. A lot of talk about the whip, and you know, it shouldn't be banned. It's okay. Where do you sit with the whip on horse?
Look, I think the education around the whip is lacking to the general public. The whip is actually monitored very, very strictly.
Yeah.
You can't. It's just because it's a whip doesn't mean you're bashing the horse. The horse, it's padded. We hit each other with him quite consistently. I'm sure Pop's been whacked a few times.
I've asked Lib actually quite often, can you hit me with that whip, Lib?
But look, it's not a bashing tool. It's more, I think it's the sound of the whip that encourages the horse more. It's very strictly looked after, and it's greatly maligned in the public.
All right, so it'd be fair to say that it's the noise that gets the horse going more than the actual strike on the horse as well.
And at the end of the day, if the horse doesn't want to go, and if you're hitting it, and if you are hitting it too hard, or if you had a different sort of whip on that was actually causing pain, the horse is going to go slower.
Yeah, probably won't go.
They don't put up with that.
All right, time for us to go. I hope you've enjoyed the show. It'll be a big show next week. A bit of everything as you ride, and as we leave, we'll get the whip out and we'll have a trial on Poppy to see how that goes. Look forward to